Increased metabolism and weight loss. This sequence, if done regularly, can help boost metabolism, aid in weight loss, decrease appetite, reduce stress hormones that lead to overeating, and tone and firm the belly. The practice involves a series of rapid breathing and core engagement exercises balanced by stress-lowering breath retention practices. The first thing that most people think about when metabolism is mentioned is weight loss, and that's probably for good reason, since most of us are concerned with our weight, and that includes slender and fit people. Healthy people are generally concerned with their weight, which is likely a part of their motivation to stay in shape. Maintaining a healthy diet and an active lifestyle with adequate exercise takes effort. However, the amount of work it takes is not equal for anyone. Some of us are born with faster metabolisms and are naturally skinny from genetics, while others have to work hard to lose every ounce of fat. I have always cared about how much fat I have on my body. When I was younger, I could eat anything and never gain weight. That was partly because of how active I was and partly because of my fast metabolism. Both of my parents were skinny and I grew up obsessed with fitness. Now that I'm getting older, I have noticed my metabolism slow down and I need to pay more attention to how much I eat, the quality of my food, and how much I move. No matter which diet we choose, how we like to exercise, or how slow or fast our metabolism is, losing weight comes down to burning more calories than we take in. Of course, diet, exercise, and metabolism all directly affect the weight loss equation. The quality of calories makes a difference as well. A 300-calorie slice of pizza is not equivalent to a 300-calorie salad. Without spending too much time discussing the pros and cons of different diets, my recommendation when it comes to nutrition is to eat food that makes you feel good. And by feel good, I don't mean how a chocolate bar helps you when you're sad, but I mean food that gives you energy and doesn't make you feel sick, slow, or heavy after you eat. If you are unsure of what those foods are, start by cutting out any food that has a commercial. If someone needs to persuade you to eat it, it's probably not healthy for you. If you look at the label and don't recognize everything listed, then your body probably won't recognize it as food. When you go grocery shopping, the real food is generally around the perimeter of the store, and the stuff to avoid is down the aisles. It's vital to eat nutrient-dense foods. We are what we eat, and the food we eat will speed up or slow down our metabolism. My expertise is primarily in health and fitness. When it comes to helping people exercise to lose weight, my advice is simple. Move more than you're already doing. It doesn't really matter what you do as long as you move more than you eat. Start with easy exercises. Yoga is great for providing movements that anyone can do and catering to all fitness levels. When you get to a place where you can put more effort into your exercise, then high-intensity, fast recovery exercises will burn the most calories in the least amount of time. They also stimulate our metabolism. Most people know that metabolism has something to do with burning calories for fuel, losing weight, or increasing energy, but there's so much more to it than that. Metabolism encompasses the controlled chemical reactions that happen inside our cells, which take things like food and air from the environment and break them down into various molecules, then transform them into energy and replacement parts for the cells. Cellular metabolism consists of hundreds of chemical reactions, either catabolic, which break molecules apart, or anabolic, which join molecules together to create new molecules. Our bodies need nutrients to build, maintain, and repair themselves. When we eat, our bodies break down food into fats, sugars, and amino acids, which are then converted and utilized, turned into energy, or expelled as waste. All fats and sugars are composed solely of molecular compounds that are made up of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Amino acids, which make up the various proteins, are also composed of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, along with nitrogen and sulfur. I said that to lose weight, we need to burn more calories than we take in. But where do those calories go? The first law of thermodynamics, as quoted by Einstein, states, "Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be transferred or changed from one form to another." We can't just burn energy and then it goes away. So what happens to the calories we burn? Where does the fat go? The answer is that we exhale most of it as carbon dioxide. As discussed in the section on cellular respiration, which also has to do with metabolism, the body takes glucose and oxygen and converts them to energy, which the cells use to drive anabolic reactions. Water and carbon dioxide are exhaled. Water, or H2O, is made up of 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. Carbon dioxide, or CO2, is composed of 1 carbon atom and 2 oxygen atoms. Both water and carbon dioxide are made from the same building blocks as sugar and fats. When we burn fat, the fat is broken down and converted to water and carbon dioxide, which, again, as we exhale, Proteins are the same, except that the extra nitrogens and sulfurs are converted to urea and sulfates, which are expelled through the urine and feces. If we lose 10 kilograms or 22 pounds of fat, 8.4 kilograms or 18.5 pounds would be converted to carbon dioxide and exhaled, and 1.6 kilograms or 3.5 pounds would be converted to water, which is sweated, urinated, or defecated out, or it is exhaled. When we lose weight, anything we burn off has to be expelled through breathing. One reason high-intensity training and cardio exercise are so effective for weight loss is that they increase our respiratory rate. Therefore, we are able to expel more of the carbon that is responsible for the extra pounds. Of course, we shouldn't just start hyperventilating to lose weight. We still need to regulate the autonomic nervous system and keep our blood pH balanced. Also, retaining carbon dioxide with breath holds does not lead to weight gain. Only plants can convert carbon dioxide into fats, sugars, and proteins, which is why plants give off oxygen while human beings exhale carbon dioxide. The goal is to boost metabolism, burn calories, and convert fat and sugar to carbon dioxide to be exhaled. We also want to use the breath to reduce stress hormones that lead to overeating and regulate blood pH to help decrease appetite and promote healthier food cravings. We first need to stimulate the sympathetic nervous system to increase our heart and respiration rates, which will burn more calories and expel the converted fats and sugars as CO2. Then we need to work into longer holds that create a more parasympathetic tone and lower blood pH. This breath sequence progresses through a significant energetic wave with several rapid breathing exercises that build quickly to ramp up our energy and then vitalizing and cool down components to bring it down, so we leave the practice in a calm and centered state. What we do after the practice is just as important as what we do during the practice. If the breath sequence focused only on practices that boost metabolism, then chances are the rapid breathing exercises would lead to high-calorie food cravings. Therefore, we want to end the breath sequence with exercises that increase carbon dioxide to help curb our appetite and food cravings. This breath sequence is the most beneficial if practiced after a workout, when the heart rate is already increased. We can further boost the metabolic rate and weight loss with rapid breathing exercises and then follow with the regulating Kumbhaka practices. Warm-up. The warm-up begins with the breath of fire pranayama to build internal heat, stimulate the sympathetic nervous system, and increase respiration rate. As you progress with this, you want to gradually decrease your CO2 levels to prepare for the Agnisar exercise that follows. After 1 minute of breath of fire, take one full inhalation and in a complete exhalation. While holding that exhale, begin 20 repetitions of Agnisar, contracting the stomach and pulling the navel towards the spine as though you were trying to hollow out the belly by sucking it in without actually inhaling. While still holding the breath, release and expand the abdomen by completely relaxing the core muscles. Repeat the pumping action of sucking in and contracting the belly, and then release the stomach. This exercise is challenging because it involves outer retention. If 20 repetitions is too challenging, do as many as you can. Likewise, if 20 repetitions feels easy, feel free to add more. The practice increases the strength and endurance of the abdominal muscles, especially the deeper core muscles, accessory breathing muscles, and diaphragm. Strengthening the respiration muscles and diaphragm improves respiratory function and boosts your BMR. After a round of Agnisar, take an intermediate respiration and continue with another cycle of breath of fire. Each round consists of 1 minute of breath of fire and 20 repetitions of Agnisar. Move through this breath cycle 5 times. Heat building. The heat building component continues the intent of the warm-up through the exercise. Through the first half of this practice, you try to increase your respiration rate to expel as much CO2 as possible, strengthen your core muscles, and increase your heart rate and cardiorespiratory endurance. This will also increase BMR. The first part of the heat building component begins with 30 seconds of Kapalabhati pranayama. Kapalabhati is slightly more challenging to maintain than breath of fire and requires more abdominal strength and movement. The core muscles need this practice adequately should already be warmed up from the 5 rounds of Agnisar. After 30 seconds of Kapalabhati, take a full inhale and a full exhale. Tuck the chin and engage the Jalahara Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, and pull the navel towards the spine. Hold for 10 seconds. Follow the outer retention with a full inhale and a 20-second inner retention. Uddiyana Bandha works similarly to Agnisar but in a more static way. The difference is like doing push-ups versus holding a plank position. The breath retention in this practice is to regulate over-breathing and becoming too alkaline. If you were to practice all these rapid breathing exercises without the breath holds, you would become lightheaded and dizzy. Repeat this breath cycle for 5 rounds before moving on. The second part of the heat building component increases the intensity of the rapid breathing and begins to energetically make the switch to vitalizing components by promoting more parasympathetic tone with longer retentions in relation to the time spent in fast breathing. It begins with a powerful Bhastrika exercise for 10 seconds while rapidly pumping the belly in and out. This exercise is followed by a 10-second inner retention and then returns to 10 more seconds of Bhastrika, followed by 20 seconds of outer retention. When you finish the outer retention, that's one breath cycle. Repeat this cycle 6 times, or for about 5 minutes. This second part of the heat building component switches quickly between a sympathetic stimulating exercise and a parasympathetic stimulating exercise. You should start to feel more energetic balance and a calming effect with the 20-second outer retentions as they slowly reduce sympathetic tone and reestablish normal carbon dioxide levels. Vitalizing. The vitalizing component switches gears as the sequence moves from the intention of increasing energy and boosting metabolism to the secondary intention of reducing stress hormones that can lead to stress eating, decreasing appetite, and influencing blood pH to stimulate healthy cravings. The sequence progresses through variations of Vishama Vitri, where the breath retention gradually increases in length and difficulty to build up CO2 levels and stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system. It starts with 3 rounds of 5 to 10 to 10 to 5, followed by 3 rounds of 5 to 20 to 10 to 5, and finishes with 3 rounds of 5 to 30 to 10 to 5. The slower breath rate and longer retentions make the blood pH more acidic. This acidic pH signals the body to regulate the blood to become more alkaline. The body does so through faster breathing, which you consciously control, and by craving alkaline-forming foods, such as vegetables and fruits. Increasing blood pH also works to suppress appetite. Cool down. The cool down continues the intent of the vitalizing component while creating a calmer and more peaceful state with an easier retention practice. It begins with 5 rounds of 10 to 20 to 10, leaving out the outer retention and focusing more on a balanced inhale and exhale. It concludes with 5 rounds of 10 to 10 Samavitra Pranayama. The last 5 Samavitri breaths should be only as deep as necessary. You want to finish the practice feeling calm and relaxed with the nervous system in a perfect state of balance.